Hey guys, welcome back. This video tonight was inspired by my good friend, our good friend Rod, Dr. Silver Age. I think he did a video recently where he picked up like some Marvel 3-packs or 5-packs, like at a $5 or less store. And I've seen these recently in a lot of stores. I've seen them in flea markets and antique malls. Just recent stuff from the last few years, and it reminded me that I actually had three like multi-packs of DC Comics from the 1970s, still in the original pack. And the reason, one of the reasons that I want to do this too is actually one of these 3-packs. Well, not the ones that's in the original packaging, but someone that I bought when I was a kid. Actually, was like a big influence on starting me, being a comic fanatic. Now there's a website that I found, and I haven't read all the way through it, but I just kind of gleaned over it, and found out that though when they started putting comics in multi-packs, and this just wasn't DC or Marvel. I mean, I think it started like in 1962, and like went all the way up through late 70s, early 80s maybe, in that format anyway. Every company, DC, Marvel, Harvey, I think Go Key, Whitman, King Comics. I'm not sure if there was any Archie stuff in there. But anyway, I think a lot of this was just due to the fact that, the rising costs of producing a comic, made them drive the cover price up, and they were like trying to package these things, even if it was just like 1 penny less, like repackage them in 3 and 4 multi-pack comics. But anyway, the first one of these that I bought, and I bought probably dozens of them when I was a kid. When you're a kid, you're going to tear the pack open so you can read the books. But these 3 books were in a multi-pack, 3 for 59 cents. So they were 20-cent cover price. And I think I bought them at a little store, or probably my mom bought them at a little store called Maloney's. And it was just one of these little kind of stores, maybe like Ben Franklin's or Woolworth's, or kind of just like a little small department store. And this place even had a basement where you go down. And they have like these big bins, like of tennis shoes or like toys or whatever. And you'd see these 3-packs hanging on a little rack, because there was like a little hole where you put them on the hook. And I remember seeing that, and obviously I'm sure my mom or dad bought it for me. But these 3 comics were 3 of like the most influential that really got me started. And when I was kind of researching that website, and if I can, I'm going to try to put a link in the comments so anyone wants to go and read that. And it's by no means complete. There's a lot of missing entries, on years or what books were in what pack or whatever, because they're all individually numbered. But I did find out that the pack that I had was like a DC multi-pack, and the number was C8, and these 3 books were in that pack. Now I've got multiples of these, and I just kind of pulled them out. This was the first book, or one of the books that was in it. It was Shazam number 5. This was my lower grade copies. It looks pretty good, except you got a little bitty chip in the top there. But anyway, when DC got the rights to do Shazam, they had Denny O'Neil doing a lot of the scripts, and you had Kurt Schaffenberger and C.C. Beck doing a lot of the art. And this has actually got a cameo. They're not, the last names aren't named, but it's actually got a cameo of Archie and Edith Bunker. So it's a pretty funny little story, the part that's in there. But you can really tell who it is. But this is remains one of my favorite comics. And the second book that was in there, another book that really influenced me on stuff I wanted to collect, Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes 197. Now this is the first issue of Superboy where the Legion got a co-starring credit because the Legion was becoming popular. I think the Legion Outpost was being published, and there was a lot of fans that were really getting into the Legion. And this is a really cool book for a lot of. It's got a it's got a Nick Carty cover. and the art on the inside on the lead story is Dave Cockrum, and I think it's one of the best art jobs that I've seen Cockrum do. And I saw, I've read all his X-Men stuff and some of the stuff he did before and some of the stuff he did later. This is really a really good story, and the art is beautiful. But this turned me into a Superboy fan and a Legion of Superheroes fan. So there's that. I can tell you my original copies. As far as the original copy of this, I do not have it. I don't know what happened to it. I just probably read it to death. But I did pick up 2 or 3 copies of this later. I have got the original copy of this. It's coverless and probably missing 3 or 4 pages, but I'm not going to let it go. So I'm keeping that one. And the final book that was in that 3-pack, like I say, this pack was numbered or designated C8. There's like A1 through A10 and B1 through B whatever, and went all the way up through like E or F maybe. But this comic really caught my eye, and I know this is for Batman fans, this is a really iconic book to have. And I do have my original list, and I think probably a chunk of the bottom right cover is gone. Like I say, in my terms, it has been well loved. But probably about 15 years ago, I found a really high-grade copy, and I don't think I paid probably more than $15 for this. But it's Batman 251. I know all of you seen this iconic cover. So, basically back then, I got a copy of Batman 251 for, 19 cents, maybe 19 or 20 cents. But I thought that was really neat. So the ones that I actually found in the original bags, excuse me, I found them on eBay a few years ago, and I don't think I paid more than probably $20 or $25 a piece for these, which even then I thought was a bargain. But I have 2 packs from 1976. This first one is Super DC Stars, and the designation is Pack A2. This has 3 comics in it. Like I say, the outside is pretty worn, and even though it wasn't split when I first bought it, the bottom corner has got a hole in the original packaging. But I went over what I could see of these comics with a fine-tooth comb and a flashlight and a magnifying glass, and from what I can tell, at least on the outside books, they're all anywhere from a 9.2 to a 9.6. Like I say, the original covering looks kind of bad, but I think the books on the inside are really great. Like I say, this is Pack A2, and you see the little thing where it was originally hanging on the rack, in whatever department store that you bought them in. But there's Cobra #1. You got, I know a lot of you have seen this series. It's one of my favorites, actually. But it's got Ernie Chan cover, and you got Jack Kirby art. The other comic, Justice League of America 127. Dick Giordano cover. Probably got 2 or 3 more copies of this. And the book in the middle is Man-Bat #2, and I think that had Steve Ditko art. I'm thinking. Or maybe the first issue was Ditko. But anyway, Man-Bat #2, it was only 2-issue series. And I've got all these comics, loose, other copies of them. But I just thought this would be like a really neat collectible to have. Now, I'm not really sure if I haven't seen any of these CGC, still in the original, any book slabs still in the original packaging. I'm sure, there probably are some. I've never seen any Marvel multi-packs, from the 60s and 70s, out in the wild anywhere. I've seen a lot of the DC stuff. Well, not a lot, because these are actually kind of rare, but I've seen some of the Harvey stuff, and I know when I was a kid I had some of the Whitman and Harvey stuff and Gold Key multi-packs. Like I say, when you're a kid, you're not going to know. But anyway, I think it's kind of a nice little oddity, a little bit of comic history there. Like I say, this was from 1976. And like I say, the middle comic is Man-Bat 2. You can't see it, but that's the one that's in there. Uh, Here's another one from '76, and this is actually a 2-pack because one of these books is a giant size book, and this is number A5. And the 2 comics you have in this one are Justice League of America 130. Like I say, I went over these as best I could, you know, and looked at them with a light. And this one might have maybe a couple little creases. But you know how hard black covers are to find in really great shape. But this one is pretty good shape. But Justice League of America 130, another Ernie Chan cover. Now this is the time period I really started getting into Justice League because you pretty much had the same art team and a lot of the same writers. I think Dick Dillon and Frank McLaughlin went probably 40, 50, 60 issues on this. And the other book is a giant size Batman Family number 5. Looks like another Ernie Chan cover to me. These usually had, like a lot of these giants in the 70s, had like one, the lead story was always a new story, and then you had some really cool reprints. You know, Ace the Bat Hound, you know that's a reprint. Signal Man. Batgirl and Robin are always in the feature, or the lead feature. But yeah, like I say, the outside of these are looking pretty worn, but like I say, I don't think any of these books are like less than a 9.2, 9.0 maybe. You know, like I say, a cool piece of history. Like I say, 79 cents, you're saving a penny. Big bargain. Okay, and the last one I got, this is designated Pack C6. This is from 1978. And actually, you're not getting a bargain on this. I mean, you could buy these off the stands for the same price. The 3 pretty cool comics in it. Have Wonder Woman 244. It actually tells you the titles, but it doesn't tell you the numbers. So it's Wonder Woman 244. I think it's a Rich Buckler cover. Vince Coletta on the inks. And this one, probably a comic a lot of you guys have seen. One of my favorite covers. Action Comics 484. The issue where Superman and Lois get married. Actually, it's the Golden Age Superman. Superman verse 2. Kind of tells you the story of when they got married. Beautiful cover. You know, like I say, I've got multiples of this one too. But beautiful cover by Garcia Lopez and Dick Giordano. 3 comics for 35 cents. $1.05. You're not saving anything. But anyway, it's you know, cool little collectible to have. I saw a few on eBay the other day, and they were going for like anywhere from 70 to $100 a piece. And the thing I'm kind of wondering is if I were to have these slabbed, value-wise, would it be worth more to have the whole thing slabbed or to break them out, and where these comics are in really high grade, have them slabbed individually? Maybe sounds, maybe somebody that's, you know, I don't have a whole lot of slab books, and I'm just looking at this at the future. I got a 1-year-old granddaughter, and I got a grandson on the way in about 2 or 3 weeks, so I'm thinking college money for a lot of my stuff. But anyway, if anybody has any thoughts as far as the value on getting the whole thing slabbed versus breaking them out and having them slabbed individually, I'd appreciate it. I'm sure ETA Nick would have some thoughts on that. But anyway, there we go. This was called Dynamic Comics. 3-pack. The Super DC packs from '76. And here's the other one. Probably my favorite because I love the Cobra series. It only ran like 7 issues. And like I say, it's still a huge fan of Justice League of the Silver and Bronze Age. Alright guys, that's all I got. Like I say, I'm going to try to leave a link in the comments to that website. I'm probably going to get on it myself and read through it. like I say, it covers probably all the companies that were publishing in. Like I say, it's got DC and Marvel, Harvey, excuse me, Go Key, and I think King Comics. And Whitman might have been the company that actually made the deals with the other companies to package these up. I'm not sure. I'll have to go back and read it. But, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Like I say, this is probably for a lot of old-timers, because anybody who's collecting comics in the 60s and 70s, I'm sure you remember seeing these on the racks, and probably busted out a few of these packs yourself. So, Rod, this one's for you, buddy. Hope you enjoyed it, and hope everybody else that tuned in enjoyed it. And probably back tomorrow with another 1970s series video. So guys, hope you had a great Christmas. Hope you have a great New Year. And as always, onward and upward.